today we are going to be making this detachable children ball gown. Okay, the essence of detachable is sometimes you see some ball gowns that are very big, too bulky, and you're wondering how will this child be wearing. Most times what you see is photo shoot. So at the end of the photo shoot, they just detach the ball gown and hang it, and the child can always walk around with her simple gown or a jumpsuit. It could be a jumpsuit anywhere she's going to. But how to make these beautiful ball gowns for your angels. These are the things that you'll be needing. Any beautiful lace material you want, okay, for the outer layer of the ball gown. So I think I want to use this one. This one is shiny. Okay, this one is shiny. I want to use this one. Okay, now for the inner, I want to use this one to go crazy with my color. Just look at what I just observed now. Look at it. Look at it. Can you see how beautiful this turned out with white under? Okay, so this is taffeta. You can actually use taffeta for your inner. You can use bridal satin. Bridal satin has weight, but when you are using a lace that is thick, that one cannot really see what is underneath it, okay, you can use taffeta. Taffeta is way cheaper now. Okay, so this is taffeta. Okay, I'll be needing taffeta. I'll be needing nets. I actually don't have enough of this nets, but this will be enough to show us what I want to show us. Okay, this is nets. You'll be needing crinoline. This is actually the big one. There's the small one. Okay, if you are making for a baby, but if you are making for a child of 9 years, 13 years, please always use the bigger crinoline. It will help a lot. So this is what is called boning. Okay, I actually used it for another tutorial. I have to lose it from that tutorial because I actually don't have another one. This is what is called boning. Okay, so and this is what is called structure for boning. Okay, and of course we have our tape material, and very importantly, okay, very importantly, we have our hook. Okay, we have our hook. And for a ball gown that you want to sell, or a ball gown that you want to give a ready to wear outlook, okay, these are the kind of hook you are supposed to roll. It's not even expensive. Okay, these are the hook you are supposed to use. I'll be showing you how to use this hook in this video. Okay, you are going to use this is the hook you are going to use to attach the detachable ball gown that you made to the main fabric. Okay, I'll be showing you how to fix this hook so that anytime you want to wear the clothes, you just hang it and hook it. Because children, if you do not hook it to make it strong, as the child is running up and down playing, the thing will just go down. Do you understand? But if you hook it with this, if you make this and apply it and hook it, even if the child let the child tumble and stand up, the ball gown will arrange itself back. Okay, so these are the things we are going to be needing. Ball gown, okay, you can go crazy about it. What really gives a ball gown structure is all these things I've shown you here. Okay, these are the things that give a ball gown structure. Okay, then there's something called basket. This is what is on the screen. If you don't know how to, if you want to make your own DIY basket, the next video that will be coming up will be on how to make your own basket. Okay, but if you don't want to make, you want to buy from the market, but know it that is expensive in the market. The last one I got was actually 15,000. Okay, but the only thing, okay, there's a difference between a flay gown and a ball gown. Okay, this is actually a children flay gown. This is what you are seeing on the screen. This is flay gown. When you say a gown is ball gown, this is what is called a ball gown. Okay, a flay gown, you just cut it simply like that, but this is what is called a ball gown. A ball gown has a lot of ingredients, okay, depending on your pocket. A ball gown can have up to 12 layers. A ball gown can have up to 13 layers of net. It all depends on you. So I want to assume that my ball gown is going to be having up to 4 layers, okay, of net. Now this is the net you are going to be using, right? I want to assume that this is the net. You see, the thing about my illustration is, please, I like to make my illustration as simple as possible, but I will explain very well. So if you follow my illustration, you are going to come out with it, because so please, you have to just pay attention, and I tell you, you will be fine. Okay, online space is the best place for you to learn your sewing. I'm not saying you can't learn in your conventional shops, but here you are going to concentrate. So if your 30 minutes online is for learning, let it be 30 minutes. So if you concentrate and pay full attention, honestly, at the end of this video, you are going to be making your own children ball gown. Okay, so now, first things first is the lining. The first layer you are going to be cutting out for your ball gown is the lining. Okay, after the lining, followed by the next fabric that is going to block the transparency of this net. This is actually a net. Even if you lay this net 15 layers, okay, it will still be transparent. Okay, so after the lining, which is this one, the next one should be the material that is going to be blocking the transparency of this net. Now you are going to now be laying your net. You can decide to lay your net 15 layers, 12 layers, 13 layers, anyhow you want to lay it, you lay it. Even if after laying the 13 layers, 14 layers, you still decide to lay your lace on top of it, you not lay it. Do you understand? But from this illustration I'll be making today, I'll be doing the illustration on only lining, this blocking fabric for transparency, okay, and then I'll be using this lace. Okay, now I already made a tutorial on the upper bodice. I'll be attaching it in the description box and on the comment section. Please do well to go and watch it, because here I won't be doing that. Okay, I will just concentrate on the ball gown. Now, whether detachable or not detachable is the same method. The only difference that differentiates the detachable ball gown from this one is that in detachable you remove that ball gown that you already worked on, but in the one that you did not detach, you sew it together with the upper bodice. Okay, now let's go ahead. This is the lining, right? You are going to cut this lining. If you like, cut it as straight pieces and pleat. The reason you are going to pleat is so that it won't be gathering the child's leg. So you definitely have to pleat it so that the child can move freely. Now this next one is the one that is going to carry the structure of the ball gown you are making. So it's actually advisable to cut this particular one on flay, but most times it's better to cut it on 180-degree flay, not 360-degree flay. Okay, the reason for, if you are not going to be applying all these structures, okay, cut it on 360-degree flay and pleat it. Okay, only one of it, and make it pleat. Now, okay, let's assume I'm layering it with net. This particular one, you are going to cut it on straight pieces because you have already cut the inner one on flay. So if you cut it on straight pieces and pleat it, okay, if you cut it on straight pieces and pleat it, okay, if you cut it on straight pieces and pleat it, it will take the structure of the one that is under. Now if you cut this one that is under on straight pieces, it will not flay out, it will go straight. If you now cut it on straight pieces and now cut this one on straight pieces, it will go straight. But if you cut this one on flay, it will flay out. If you cut this one on flay too and add it, the beauty will be times 100. If you cut it on straight pieces and still add it, it will be still times 100 because the structure under is flay. That is what people do not understand. Please rewatch this video to understand what I just explained. Now, this one you are going to pleat separately and keep it after you have cut it. You cut this on flay bar, cut it in excess, okay, so that you can pleat it and keep it. This particular one, even if you are going to be cutting 15 layers, cut it and pleat it together and keep it. Okay, now I want my length, the length of this my gown to be 4 inches. Let me see if this is up to 4 inches. It's even more than 4 inches. Okay, what I have here is 10 inches. So that this length has, this net actually has length. Sometimes if the bale material for the bale net comes by 72 inches. The one they sell in the conventional shop comes by 60 inches. So I always advise, look out for it on bale material. Bale materials, they are these people that sell materials on the floor, where you look at it and you underrate it. Okay, now this is 8 inches length, let's assume. Okay, now and the waist of the child is 20 inches. Okay, now for you to achieve full flare on this 20 inches, you have to do 20 times 3. Anything short of it, the flare will be scanty. So you are going to be doing 20 times 3. Okay, now we will measure. I want to teach you how to cut out your net now. This video will not finish in one, okay, because I want to touch on all the different types. It won't finish in one video, but there will be a continuation. Just pay attention and all the nitty-gritties you need to know for a ball gown will be mentioned. Now the waist of the child is 20 inches, right? Look at what you are going to do. You will now measure 20 inches. You measure the child 20 inches. You will now do 20 times 2, which is 60 inches. Okay, 60 inches, so that it will gather well. You will now measure here. Okay, you will now measure here. You will now measure here, and you will now measure and measure and measure, and then I will now measure and I got my 60 inches. I want to assume, okay, I want to assume that this is my 60 inches. I got my 60 inches. Okay, this is my net, like so, and I've gotten my 60 inches. Let me show you how to cut this material, because when you are cutting this ball gown, it can be very hectic. Okay, I want to show you a short form of how you are going. This is, just assume this net is 10 inches and my gown length is 4 inches. So I even just want to make it 5 inches. Okay, look at what you will do. I have measured 60 inches, measure the whole net, and you measured 60 inches, because 60 is what we need for the waist. You will start to gather it like so. Gather the edge. This is the 60 inches is what I'm gathering like so. You will gather the edge, gather it like this, very easy. Okay, you see, very easy. Gather it. I have gathered it. Can you see? Okay, it's assumed that this is the whole 60 length. Okay, and this is the tip. This place was the 60. I gathered it. Look at what you do. Just gather it and hold it this way. You see, it is now straight. Gather it and hold it this way, and you measure 4 inches, which is the length of my gown. 4 inches. Okay, you measure 4 inches. You mark it. Okay, you mark it so that you hold it and you cut it like so. Can you see? So this one that you cut out is what you are still going to hold like this. Gather this one, because this one is already 60 inches wideness. Do you remember? You hold it again, place it on this one. Okay, and you cut it like so. So that's how you keep placing it and cutting, placing it and cutting. At the end of the day, this is what you have. Can you see? I have my 4 inches wideness. I have my 4 inches wideness. Can you, instead, I won't pleat it one. Okay, I will not pleat it one. Even if it's 15 layers you are making, even if it's 15 layers, pleat it together. Even if it's 15 layers, even if it's 20 layers, pleat it together. It's net, it will go. Okay, you will pleat it all together like so. Pleat it to be 20 inches, which is the child's waist. Pleat it to be 20 inches, which is the size. You use your gather stitch or you use your needle to pass and gather it. Then at the end of the day, you gather it to be 20 inches. You set it aside. Okay, now I come over to the lining. Now I said if you have enough material, cut it on flay for the lining. But if you don't have, make it a straight pieces. And I am saying, because it's lining, it does not really have to be flay that much. Because why? It does not really have to flay that much. The reason being that is the lining. Okay, I will tell you the work of the lining now. Okay, so because I don't want it to flay that much, I will just make it 30 inches. That 30 is more than enough so that the baby can be able to move around. I want to assume that this is my 30 inches. Okay, so I'm going to be pleating this to make 20 inches. Okay, I'm going to be pleating this to make 20 inches. I set it aside. Okay, I go ahead again. Remember that I said this is the fabric, the particular one that is going to be blocking the transparency of this net. Okay, even though I won't be using the net, I've shown you what to do. Now you are going to fold this into two. This is my the second layer after the lining. You fold it into two like so. Okay, you fold it into two like so. Can you see what I'm doing? You fold it into two like so. Okay, you fold it into two like so, and you place on bias because it's 180 degrees I want to make, because I want to put all these structures in my gown. Had it been I'm not going to be putting all the structures, cut it on 360 degree flare so that it will be full flare. But because this one I'm going to be applying structures, I will cut it on 180 degrees. Okay, when you cut it on 180 degrees, the calculation will be, because I want it to be full, okay, I will not make it 20, I will make it 30 inches. And I will now do 30 divided by 3.14 to get my radius to be ready to wear business. Like I used to tell you people, we know the 2 waist time calculate all those ones. Now let me show you what we used to do. Now I want to make, because I want it to be a little bit wider than the waist, because I want to pleat, I will now just add 10 inches to it. Okay, that 10 inches is more than enough because I'm going to be using this to spread it wide. Okay, now this is what I will do. I will fold my fabric into two. Okay, I already folded it into two. I will pick this side and I will take it this way. Okay, I will take it this way. Can you see now? Can you see? This is what is called bias folding. Now my measurement is going to start here, that is the pointed edge. Okay, now I'm going to be looking for where, if you divide 30 by 4 into 4, okay, because this material is divided into 4 now. Okay, the first one is folded into 2 and I'm folding it again into 2. That means it's into 4. So I'll now be looking for the particular point where I have 30 divided by 4 is 7.5. So I will now be looking for the point where I have 7.5. Take this your tape rule, place it like so, place it standing, and you check, oh, I did not get 7.5 here. Oh, I did not get. You keep going down, until you get to the point where you got 7.4. And for me, this is the point where I got my 7.4. This is the point where I got my 7.4. You place it this way. Okay, this is the point where I got my 7.4. okay, so what I will now do is place my tape rule at this pointed edge. You place your tape rule at this pointed edge, take it down, and the point where I got that 7.5 is 4.4 and a half. Okay, then you start to mark 4 and a half like so. Okay, you start to mark 4 and a half like so. You mark it all round. Now when you have marked it all round, you will now cut it out, trace it out this way. Okay, when you now trace it out, you will now use your scissors to cut it out. This is called zigzag scissors. Buy it if you don't want to be weaving your material. So at the end of the day, the fabric will be cut with zigzag design. Okay, it will be cut with zigzag design. Now I have cut out my radius. Okay, I have cut out my radius. Now I want my gown length to be 4 inches, like I told you people before. I want my gown length to be 4 inches. You know your own will be longer. Now I'm using an imaginary measurement. Okay, so I want my gown length to be 4 inches. I'm going to be cutting it at 5 inches. Reason I'm cutting it at 5 inches is so that I will use half inch to weave the down part and use half inch to weave the upper part. Okay, so now I'm going to be marking 5-inch all round. Okay, mark 5-inch all round. Okay, you mark 5-inch all round. Okay, and you now connect like so. Okay, now you are going to cut out. Okay, so you can see now we have, you open it up, and when you open it up, this is what you have. Okay, if you open it up, this is what you are going to have. You can see the flay has formed. Okay, but we need this flay to stand very well. If you have enough fabric and enough, you can cut yours on 360 degrees. But if you do not have, cut it the way I have already shown you. By the time you start using this boning, okay, by the time you start using this boning to turn around, okay, you will see that it will stand. Now let me tell you another importance of this particular second layer. This is the first layer, which is the lining. Okay, you can use the normal Aba lining to make this one. I'm just using it because that's what I have. Okay, so when this particular one, this is how it's going to be facing. Okay, this is how it's going to be facing. Okay, don't bother about the length of the lining. You're still going to trim everything out later. The excesses, you are going to trim it out. Where you should concentrate on is the waistline. So this particular lining now is, this particular second layer is what is going to carry this boning. Okay, I will be showing you how to create a basket. Okay, another tutorial is coming up, but for now I want to assume that I'm not using a basket. Okay, so I'll be using all these structures. Now this particular one is the one that we carry the structures. Okay, this lining is going to hide it, so it doesn't have to touch the child's body and be scratching the child's body. Now this structure will be laid in, you will sew it. This is a sewable boning. Okay, now you can decide to sew it 3 layers, 3 lines. First one here, second one here, third one here, 1. Or you can decide to use only crinoline. And sometimes some people lay the crinoline, if it's a baby, use the small crinoline. You will lay it on this particular part, lay it anyhow you want it. Or some people just use this crinoline to turn this particular one. Okay, immediately you put this crinoline at the edge, this thing will definitely stand this way. And then when you are laying this structure, make sure that you are laying it on the side that is going to be facing the lining. Okay, because this particular side is going to be facing, appearing under the lace or under the net, so nobody needs to see the structure. Okay, nobody needs to see the structure. Now you will now go ahead to cut your 15 layer or 12 layer net, and then you pleat it again. Pleat it separately. You are going to pleat this one separately, you are going to pleat this one separately, and then you are going to pleat the 15 layers together. Okay, I've already cut it, the 15 layers. I will pleat it together and I will place it on this one. You will leave the lining for now first. You will place it on this one. Now you are going to cut out the lace fabric. Now I told you, if it is net, because you are making 15 layers, you can't be cutting a full flay for it. But if it is lace, I will advise you to cut it on flay. Don't cut it on straight pieces. You can cut it on straight pieces, but I prefer, the beauty comes out when you cut it on flay. So now I'll be cutting this on flay. Okay, I'll place my fabric like so. I already taught us how to cut our flay. Okay, I already taught us how to cut our flay. To cut our flay, you are going to measure your waist divided. This particular second layer, we use 30 inches. We will still use the same 30 inches for this one. So we are going to be doing 30 divided by 6.28, 30 divided by 6.28 to get our radius. Okay, I want to assume now that I have gotten my radius. You will mark it out. Okay, I want to believe that you understood how I'm cutting this. I'm getting my calculations. Okay, now you cut. Okay, so this one is not going to carry any structure. This one is not going to carry any structure. What will carry the structure is this particular one, and it is carrying it on the side that will be facing the lining. Okay, now this one is the pleat separately. You will pleat the lining separately and set it aside. You will pleat this separately and you drop it. You will now pleat this one again. Okay, you will now pleat this one again, or you can decide to pleat together, but I like pleating it separately so that the flares will fall separately. Okay, so this is how your flare is going to be looking. Okay, so you can see you pleat this one separately, you pleat this one separately, or if it's your 15 layer net, you pleat it and you place it on top of it and you sew it together. Okay, this is the upper bodice. This is just an illustration. I just want to show a part of everything. Okay, so I have already pleated my second layer. Remember, the lining is not yet there. I've pleated the lace and it's on top of it. And this is my imaginary bodice, upper bodice. If you don't know how to cut this upper bodice to make it look like ready-made, please check the comment section. The link is there. Tap on it and go and watch it. Now I've cut my upper bodice. I will place it this way. Okay, and sew on it. Okay, when you now sew on it, remember that you already pleated this lining. This side that you pleated, just sew it like this on this one. Okay, so that when you turn it this way, it's going to cover this stitch that you made here and your work will be neat. Okay, don't worry, I'll still be joining it for you to see. Okay, now this is for if you are joining the ball gown to the upper bodice. Now if you are not joining there and you want to make a detachable ball gown, you already made your gown. You can make it flare gown, ordinary flare gown that your baby can use and be walking up and down like what is on the screen. You can make it a jumpsuit like what you are seeing on the screen. Now you are going to pleat this lining this time around. Okay, pleat the lining this time around. Okay, you already pleated this one, you place it on it. You already pleated this one, the lace or your net, whatever you are going to be using, you already pleated it, you place it on it like so. Okay, you are going to stitch here. Okay, now you will either make a band for it, okay, using still this lace turned with this one. You are going to cut out a band like so. Okay, don't worry, I will still be joining all this for you to see how it's going to work. So this is my band, okay, for this detachable. Okay, if you want it to be elastic, okay, now you are going to place elastic inside the band. But if you don't want to be elastic, just lay it with this white lining too and you turn, okay, so that it will be very beautiful. Now you are going to take this hook, okay, you are going to take this hook on the bodice of the gown. Okay, you will fix the hook on the bodice, fix the hook on the bodice, fix the hook on the bodice all round. Okay, now on this your own band, on this band, you are going to place on the inside, you are going to place, okay, you are going to place it, okay, so that when you pick up this, you have already attached all this hook here, right? So when you want to wear it on the baby, you will just quietly hang it, and it sticks on the baby's body, except the baby pulls it up and removes it. That's when it can fall off. But if the baby does not pull it off and remove it, it cannot follow. So now let's go to the machine and sew exactly this ball gown and see how it comes out. See you in the next video.